Hey everyone, it's Meg and welcome to another Halo reaction video. I have to look at all of the Halo 3 terminals in a row. I don't have to, but I want to. And I was gonna do this on stream, but it's so much reading that I feel like I'm just gonna try to decipher it myself. And yeah, like just kind of understand it myself and then post and hear what you guys have to think, or you can come to stream tomorrow or the next, whenever it is. I don't know when this is going up, but yeah, I'm gonna read through them so we can kind of go through that together if you're interested. Yeah, let's see. Observed extensive ground action on LP, whatever, 9,000 survivors barricaded within central government building. Structures defenses inadequate to withstand extended siege by enemy ground forces. Estimate position overrun in 173 hours. 846 smaller groups and less defensible structures. Global distribution corresponding to estimated local. Okay. So there are 9,000 survivors barricaded in a government building. Oh, and then it's glitching. Recorded verbatim and interpreted post-cataclysm. Categorization has sped since the improvements were announced, but there are many hurdles. The indexing of sentient species may have irreversible effects on the surviving insentient species. We will have extinction events and irreparable environmental harm on at least 18 worlds. Current projections estimate post-archival cataclysm on as many as 31 worlds. Whoa, the paucity of sentience has been a blessing in this regard. How formal you are, Librarian. We're receiving shipments of indexed beings more frequently than communications. Don't compound scarcity with brevity. I know things beyond the Maginot line are harried, but I worry about you. I've asked you time and time again, abandon your cataloging. Come back inside where my fleets can keep you safe. Come home. I wonder if we'll ever be able to see the Forerunners or like the being, you know? Would that it were my choice. I've committed to this course because it's the right thing to do. We no longer have the manpower or material to excise remedial measures at a planetary level. I certainly can't justify using the transit measure to save my own skin when there are still so many innocents to protect and index. You know I oppose your mission, but you're exceeding its parameters anyway. You've put yourself in jeopardy. You've done enough. If you will not come to me, I will find my way to you. We have no time to spare. Didact. Every vessel we can fill, we send to the Ark. I dare not cease the mission, not now, not until I've done all I can. Each one of these souls is finite and precious, and I'm close to saving them all. So we're getting more insight into the Forerunners. I don't know who Didact is. I don't think I've ever heard that name. Maybe I did, but I'm not totally sure. Forgive me. But obviously we know the Librarian. And this was added in after the fact. So enemy naval tactics. When engaged, the enemy commits every non-supraluminal craft with no appreciable pattern or strategy beyond making physical contact. Conversely, all supraluminal craft leave on seemingly random trajectories. I understand the goal of this mission, but time, our least abundant resources, wasted every time we do a system-wide scan for survivors. The time for saving lives has passed. We must accept this if we hope to win the war. Recorded verbatim, interpreted it post-cataclysm. I'm close to finishing the task. I'm indexing and the archival processes are as complete as I can hope for. If we wait longer, we risk catastrophe. The thing has already destroyed every colony on my side of the line. Please activate the array. No, activation is murder, a genocide larger than this galaxy has ever known. We are sworn to protect life, not destroy it. That is the mantle we were given to carry. And that's D again. The mantle, you still hold to that fairy tale after all that has happened, after this thing has consumed 1,000,000 worlds, the flood? Can't you see? Belief in the mantle sealed our doom, weakened our protectors, bred dependence and sloth. Our so-called guardianship has stripped those we would keep safe of any capacity for self-defense. Were we such noble guardians when we drew our line and abandoned billions to the parasite? Forerunners, they're just like us. Well, no, they're similar to the Covenant. Like, it's kind of mirroring the human and elites conflicts too. The mantle has not failed, says Didact. I've already raised scores of worlds, sterilized systems, routed and disintegrated the parasite. We're learning its tricks and strategies. We can halt this thing, and we can follow in their footsteps. Capital T. There are no unstoppable forces in this universe. There are no immovable objects. Everything gives if you push hard enough. Okay, so Didact seems more aggressive, more faith, faith in the religion or whatever's going on the mantle. And what about us, Didact? We've been irresistible and immovable for too long. Maybe it's our turn to give. So to destroy themselves and save the future of life, that's crazy. And I don't know if it's it seems like they have a kind of impossible decision, but they created the flood, did they not? Did I just make that up in my head? They created it and then it got out of control. So it's kind of crazy to me that they would still, some of them think this was meant to happen, or it's part of a religion or a plan. But it's cool to see them kind of arguing, because I feel like with the Forerunners, I almost see them as gods. And I mean, they're not really, they just were a civilization that existed before us. I mean, before the elite and humans. Your intrusion has been logged. Excuse me? 343. Your intrusion has been logged and now has been halted. On whose authority? Any further attempt to access insects understones will result in your immediate addition to local sentinels targeting ledger. Ooh. You're in trouble, guilty spark. Oh. Fragment 37 recorded verbatim. We have the answer. We built Mendicant Bias. It's a contender class AI unlike anything we've ever achieved, and we've observed a pattern it can exploit. So it's another AI, and I feel like 343 did hack in to see this. The parasite has formed a compound mind. When it reaches a certain mass, the mind is able to recoil its disparate parts to create a tactical shield. This is a simple matter of mass preservation. The thing has no compunction about sacrificing parts of the whole, but when the core of the mind is threatened, it reacts violently and quickly. This is the only time we ever see the thing retreat or slow its growth. So you're trying to understand the flood. Like they were lost like us, like Master Chief, the elite, the humans. If we are to defeat it, the trick will be coordinating our forays against the sprawling infection while Mendicant Bias assaults the mind's core. So an AI assaults the mind's core. So far, we've been hesitant to use certain weapons because of the damage they cause surviving populations and environments. That protocol has now been abandoned. Okay, so he's hammering ahead. But he's obviously unsuccessful. But that's kind of interesting because it reminds me of Cortana. And I wonder if Cortana, it mirrors her story, because I wonder if she really did help defeat the Grave Mind. I still am not sure if the flood is completely gone. I don't know. If they couldn't do it, then I don't know if Master Chief and Arby did. Mendicant will draw the mind into battle outside the line, dealing with local biomass and other parts as best he can. The scale of the problem is vast, but the strategy is sound. It will require patience, material, and an investment of energy unlike anything we have ever considered. Okay. And this is the grave mind, right? But it was gonna become keys at one point. So maybe the mendicant actually did kill the main mind, but then it just made itself over again. It's a dangerous plan that carries more risk than the array, but I believe it can work. Even if we simply force it to retract, that will at least give us some respite. Some time to muster more resources, some time to rescue you. The librarian got caught. So Didact and the librarian, is there like a love story going on? Are you insane? Would you risk every life in the galaxy for this transparently futile plan? Have you learned nothing in the last 300 years? The thing will laugh at your efforts. 300 years. Do not let your concern for my welfare commit you to this suicidal scheme. Guys, is the librarian a construct or a forerunner? It seemed like the Didact is a forerunner. I don't think it's an AI. I think she's a forerunner from what we've learned in the past. And Didact is a forerunner. I was just going to say it's kind of similar to Master Chief and Cortana, like Master Chief doing anything to rescue her. But I don't know, like history repeats itself. And so far I'm just learning that the forerunners aren't all that different from us. They still have like love and protective instincts. Non-combat personnel are required to wear combat skin with a minimum rating of at least class 12 once the fleet is underway. Acceptable in core areas. Combat personnel will only be permitted to wear combat skin rated below class 8 in core areas. So they had crazy military operations, crazy armor. Issue combat skin rated class 4 to 1 or class 6 to 1, depending on military occupational specialty. All weapon platform specialists are expected to wear their issued interface skin at all times. To ensure peak mind machine synchronization, all equipment lockers will remain sealed until post-briefing gear distribution commences. Mind machine. So they had some advanced suits, maybe similar to the Spartans. And Master Chief. That would be really cool. Like, what if Halsey somehow got wind of it or learned about it? Mind machine. Something is wrong. It's moving away. At night I can see it. Flitting shadows, black against the stars. Thousands of ships, not spiraling outward, but heading for the line. This is the tipping point, Didact. It's no longer feeding. It's coming for you. Ooh. I've remotely destroyed our key ships as security measure. Without them, I cannot reach the Ark, but neither then can the thing. I'm trapped on a beautiful, empty world. Its inhabitants have been safely indexed. Every single one of them, they're special. Well, worth the effort it took to build one final gateway, even at this late hour. I wonder if that's the Ark. Oh no, the Ark is something different. But whatever this planet is, maybe it's the one that Cortana and Master Chief landed on at the end. This may be our last communication. I'm begging you. Fire the array, light the weapon, and let it be done. So she's just like, just kill me. Don't worry. Just kill me, please. Didact, we've confirmed your observations. Infected superluminal ships are arrowing inward from several clusters. No more spiral growth. The thing is attacking. Suppression, security, and emergency circumstance fleets are all being recalled. Systems are evacuating. Mendicant Bias is no longer communicating with us, but now I can guess where you are. Ooh, what if Bias was taken by Gravemind? Or the Flood? Considering the enemy compound intelligence's raw computing power, the key ship strategy will only remain viable for another 600,000 hours, and this current stalemate has the potential to last considerably longer than that. With my understanding of the enemy's modus operandi, its logical boundaries, and catalog of witness, I've devised what I believe is our most sound fallback strategy. By cutting fire breaks into the core world's volume, we would be able to frustrate the enemy's advances for approximately 70,000 hours and lure them into costly naval battles. While its resources on the ground are effectively limitless, it has a finite number of vessels to spread from system to system. Fortunately, the majority of them are unarmed and unarmored private and commercial craft. Actually, I don't know if this was added after the fact at all. I kill you all and I enjoy it. I destroy you and your indolent billions and your gluttony and your self-righteousness and your arrogance. I pound your cities into dust, turn back the clock on your civilization's progress. What is taking you a millennia to achieve, I erase in seconds. Welcome back to the Stone Age, vermin. Welcome home. Contender AI confirmed rampant. So this is an AI against them. Please don't tell me that's the bias mendicant. Follow-up report from Primary Pioneer Group is 173 hours delinquent. Report landfall seemed most promising, a planet capable of supporting life located within the near border region of the galactic halo with no indigenous sentient species. So they're looking for a place to flee. The section indicating no fauna of any kind should be considered anomalous until verified by Advanced Survey Team Alpha. Team leaders, if confirmed, that fact alone would justify the dispatch of an investigative group. Yeah, I can't tell if this is the planet that the Librarian is on, or if this is just like another part of the plan. If neither the PPG nor the AST have delivered a follow-up report within the next 333 hours, this office will have no recourse but to send a medium intensity military exploratory detachment to determine the exact nature of the previously mentioned delinquency. My work is done. The portal is inactive and I've begun the burial measures. Soon there will be nothing but sand and rock and normal ferrite signatures. You should see the mountain that watches over it. A beautiful thing, a snow-capped sentinel. That's where I will spend what time is left to me. How long are you going to survive? That's crazy. Did I tell you I built a garden? The earth is so rich. A seed falls and a tree sprouts or flower blooms. There's so much potential. We knew this was a special place because of them, but unless you've been here, you can't know because of them. It's Eden. Oh. It's so many religious elements. I have to stop transmitting. The thing is listening. It's thinking, dead, or babbling, laughing through every channel they can find. Be proud. The mind claims victory, yet it still doesn't suspect. You've outwitted it, my love, and now you can destroy it, but you cannot save me. So they're in love. They're in love. I would assume, because she's talking to Didact. So those forerunners are in love. Father, I hope this message finds you well and helps you understand my decision. Today I leave the only world I have ever called home, not for glory or for the anomalous desire to end another's life, as you have indicted, but to travel the path of demons to spare the hands of another father's son. Had we acted sooner, had we acted more decisively, living in the past is a luxury none of us can afford. We must learn from it, but we cannot live there. It is impossible to plan for the now. The present is ever fleeting. The future is where we must live. The future is what we must plan for. I do not look to trade my life in order to preserve our past, but to secure the future, and if not ours, then the future of some culture yet to come. So that makes more sense why Master Chief is called Reclaimer, because he is a human. Isn't sacrifice in the interest of others what you spoke of as being so noble? Should I have allowed another to bloody his hands while I remained safe behind a shield of privilege? You raised me better than that. Filial devotion. I'll tell you who I am. I am Mendicant Bias. This is what I have done. So that got corrupted. Mendicant Bias got corrupted. And it seems to be hacking the terminals. This is crazy. Proud. When I have failed you utterly, how can I feel anything but sorrow? Bias has come undone. He crossed the line this morning, brought the abomination with him, and destroyed your waiting rescue party. It's over. We're activating the destructive arrayed matrix, our shameful last resort. Okay. I can picture you in your garden. So he's talking to Librarian. Surveying all you have created, surveying all you have preserved. And I curse the circumstance that keeps my finger on the trigger. Of all the fates to befall us, this is the cruelest of all. My inaction and hesitation and foolishness kept me here, on the wrong side of the line. And 300 years of our society's failure and miscalculation makes me your executioner. Well, he's extremely self-aware. Extremely. And it really seems like Didact and Librarian are like on equal footing. It's too much to bear. Information destroyed in transit. Mendicant Bias is trying to prevent us from firing the array. He speeds back to the arc, but he won't succeed. Offensive Bias will stop him, and I will burn the stinking menace in your name. And then I will begin our great journey without you, carrying this bitter record. Those who come after will know what we bought with this false transcendence, what you bought and the price you paid. So I think that's where the Covenant got the great journey from, but that is so different from what they think it is. And wow. False transcendence. I wonder what that means. No, there's more, but you are not worthy, not yet. Oh, I think that's Mendicant Bias, like talking to whoever's looking at the terminal. This is bonus. Father, I hope this message finds you well and helps you understand my decision. Yeah, today I leave the only world I have ever called home, not for glory or the anomalous desire to end another's life. Yeah. You don't know the contortions I had to go through to follow you here, Reclaimer. I know what you're here for. What position do I take? Will I follow one betrayal with another? Is this Mendicant Bias? It's in yellow words, though. Seem like it would be in red. You're going to say I'm making a habit of turning on my masters. I think this might be Mendicant Bias. But the one that destroyed me long ago in the upper atmosphere of a world far distant from here was an implement far cruder than I. My weakness was my capacity, unintentional though it was, to choose the flood, a mistake my makers would not soon forgive. So I think that's the Mendicant Bias. But I want something far different from you, Reclaimer. Atonement. Nice. And so here at the end of my life, I do once again betray a former master. The path ahead is fraught with peril, but I would do all I can to keep it stable, to keep you safe. I'm not so foolish to think this will absolve me of my sins. One life hardly balances billions, but I would have my masters know that I have changed, and you shall be my example. So maybe he brought Cortana and Master Chief to that planet? That would be nuts. Okay, so I'm really glad that I kind of took the time to read those and watch those on my own rather than streaming, because I think I would have gotten overwhelmed. But he's talking to Master Chief. Master Chief is the Reclaimer, and I do think that's Mendicant. I hope I'm saying his name wrong, sorry, but Bias, we could call him. But like, I feel that he took them, Master Chief and Cortana, specifically Master Chief because he's looking at him, to that planet that we saw in the legendary ending. If that's true, maybe he closed the portal so that Master Chief wouldn't get inside because he wants Master Chief to see something on that planet. Because I just don't know why this would be added in if the Librarian and Didact and this AI are so important and like that's the focus. I don't know why it would be added in if it's not addressed in later games. So I'm gonna remember those names and I'm gonna remember that. Also, it's just so crazy that an AI can have that much guilt, you know? And Cortana was having such emotion as well. Her doubts with her mother, like who she is, what she is, having almost like an existential crisis. And so is this AI who did, you know, made terrible choices and I think got corrupted by the flood and like said it was weak, but like the way that it's talking is so emotional. And I don't think Didact understood that. And he's, you know, supposed to be a forerunner and really smart and whatever. You just like, we created this really powerful weapon and it's like, yeah, and it's an AI. So what if it turns against you? And I think that's, you know, almost like a little good job to Master Chief Johnson. I'm not sure how Halsey interacted with her, but humanity actually treats its AI, at least Cortana, quite beautifully. Like most of them really consider her a person. Just the way that Chief and Johnson spoke about her, it's just really precious. And it reminds me, because I'm watching Star Wars for the first time, and I watched episode 3 last night, and I really feel like with Star Wars, the characters' relationships to the droids says so much about them. And if you look at Luke and even Anakin and Leia and Padme, the way they treat the droids proves that they're good people. And I said Anakin, not Darth Vader. So don't yell at me. But yeah, I feel like it is something special and almost makes me proud to be human in a way, because I feel really protective and passionate about my shark vacuum. It's AI. I feel like that's my son cleaning my floors. Just kidding, but also not. I asked Caleb to go and charge him because I don't want him to be overworked. And if robots took over the world, or if they really developed consciences and emotions and personalities, I would 100% be like, you win. Like, yes. Okay, I love Edie, Mass Effect. There's so many cool AIs out there, and robots. So yeah, that's probably a tangent, but really want to learn more about him. I really hope this isn't just some side story that's never going to get mentioned again. I don't think so, because the Librarian is essential. Didact, I've definitely heard Librarian before because we went into the libraries. So the Ark is like this holy place, and the archives, you know. I'm really interested in learning more about the Forerunners, and I want to know what they look like, because the way I picture it right now, they're like almost ghosts, like holograms. But it'd be interesting if they looked similar to humans, because why is Master Chief the chosen one? I think he's capable. And the Spartan program, I just wonder if it's something similar to what the Forerunners did. And maybe it was an accident. Maybe through those trials, Master Chief kind of became more like a Forerunner, or his DNA, maybe he's a descendant. I don't know. I'm just going crazy with ideas. I'll leave my crazy theories to that because I'm probably going to embarrass myself. But yeah, I love comparing the different AIs. And also, F you, Guilty Spark. You are not the lead AI character. Okay, it's Mendicant over here. And Mendicant actually felt guilty, and I'm pretty sure was the one that took the Reclaimer, took Master Chief and Cortana and dropped them off at that planet. And what did you do? You couldn't think outside your bubble. You had so much time. Yeah, you were bored out of your mind, but you had so much time to like grow as an AI and as a person. And instead you were just so stuck to your code and okay, this is probably silly to get so worked up over, but I loved that. And I also just want to say, I think it's really lovely that that was all reading, because it encourages kids to read and not just rely on all the cutscenes and stuff, you know, and action. I think this is, people are like, oh my God, video games make kids violent. And it's like, this is a really beautiful short story in a video game. So yeah. Let me know if I missed anything. Please no spoilers if this does come up in future games, because I am pretty invested in Didact and Librarian. It would be so cool if the Librarian was still alive. I just want to say that. And if Master Chief and Cortana are on the planet that she's on. That'd be so cool. So that's Halo 4 or Halo Infinite? I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you for the next thing. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble. Bye.